Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hannibal is Hungry YouTube channel. My name is Hannibal. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This is the ongoing coverage of the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, and there's been a lot that's been going on for the last couple of, let's say how long it's been going on? Forever, basically. But I hope you guys are, again, having a good time and, hit the like button on the way in if you haven't already. Share this if you can. Yes, definitely the continuing saga. Is always something happening. There's always something going on, and the news is going faster and faster as things are look like they're imploding for our super mayor. As I'm thinking about this and some of the things that's been going on in the last couple of days, we can tell one of her favorite movies is New Jack City, right? She dressed up as Nito Brown, so she must be familiar with the movie. I know she said that she got it from Martin Lawrence, but that's ridiculous. She got it from New Jack City. Nito Brown, played by Wesley Snipes, had Ice-T in there, Chris Rock, Pookie, right? So since she liked that movie so much, I'm wondering, is she following the storyline in real life compared to the fictional character Nino Brown, right? She put the outfit on, asking, and anybody going to say nothing? What happened? All that kind of nonsense, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if she's following the movie, what part of the movie this situation is in right now? Like, what part of the movie is this? Like, to me, and I've seen the movie 10,000 million times, but the part of the movie, I think this is where everyone is, or at least this group, Hainer and her cronies. This is definitely this is probably where the Carter is intentionally burned down. They were infiltrated. The business had to be shut down clearly because the cops knew what was happening in there. They had to kill Pookie, rest in peace, Pookie, and they had to burn the Carter to the ground. The place that they were making millions of dollars a year, right, selling drugs. I think $1 million a week business. Apparently, they had to kill Pookie. They had to burn all the files. They had to dump the computers, burn everything to the ground because they knew the cops were on them. That's why I think where the story is right now. The jig is up. Yes, exactly. Crack does kill. Yes, don't do crack. I mean, of all the drugs, crack is probably the worst one. So now everyone is pointing fingers. They're all lawyered up. Who's going to snitch on who? What is going on? So we see that, and we also see some other things too. So this is some of the stories that some more lawsuits and all that type of thing. So let me show you some of the stuff that been going on for last week. Maybe you guys haven't seen it, maybe you have, but
who is the top aide to embattle Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
And WGN's Jenna Barnes has the latest from federal court.
Well, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top aide, Keith Freeman, pleaded not guilty to federal bankruptcy charges today, as he is also named in another lawsuit against the village and its embattled mayor. Senior Administrator for Dalton and Thornton Township, Keith Freeman, pleading not guilty to bankruptcy fraud. His attorney speaking with reporters after the arraignment.
I think that many practitioners in this bill.
Oh, Keith Freeman. You know what? Listen, you messed up. And I think a lot of people already think that he's already started to talk to the federal authorities to try to save himself from this bankruptcy stuff. Of course he is, right? Of course he's doing that. But look at him. Now this guy has to save his life, save him from going to jail because he wanted to just be a greedy bastard.
Building would be surprised to see this level of attention and press pay to a bankruptcy indictment.
Freeman.
Okay, if I am Keith Freeman and my lawyer is surprised, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know if he probably was being a little facetious, like, why there's so much attention? But if he really doesn't know, Freeman didn't get a good lawyer. Like, hopefully he was just being a little silly, a little coy. Like, yeah, why there's so much going on? Dude, you don't know what's happening? You don't know why there's so many cameras and so much media attention because of this bankruptcy hearing. I would be a little concerned if, like, I would ask, if I was Keith, I would ask him, like, later on, like, were you serious or you were just talking shit? Like, because if that's for real, I'm gonna have to get a new lawyer because that's not good. Like, of course he should know that this is the reason why all this attention is happening. This is not an ordinary bankruptcy issue.
Is a top aide to Dalton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. He's accused of hiding his Dalton income in bankruptcy proceedings, underreporting his income by $95,000 last year.
We've had a couple of questions directed to me about whether or not this indictment means that the government is effectively trying to squeeze Mr. Freeman into cooperation. And I think that question is a question better put to the government. And
Wait, hold on a second. I don't think the Feds got to do any squeezing. Squeezing would be trying to reach for a charge that it may not necessarily stick. You know, they have to work with this person. No, he effed up on his own. This was a lob pass. This is a softball pitch. Oh wow, we're investigating this situation, and this guy that's the second command tried to get away from not claiming over 6 figures, and he also owes another town on the other side another near 6 figures. This was given to them on a silver platter. It didn't have to squeeze him. This guy realized now, like, we got you. Talk.
Record will show overall that Mr. Freeman for many, many years has been a trusted public steward.
Freeman's appearance in federal court comes.
I'm sorry. That was funny. As we see him walking away,
Just a day after he was sued alongside Mayor Henyard by a Dalton property owner who says he was unjustly denied a business license.
When Keith Freeman told me that he's going to give me all the permits and put me in a position where I start working on my property, about time when I met with him again, he told me, "Who are you and do I know you?"
Tyrone Isom tried to open a barber shop and then a pigmentation studio in this space, but he says the building inspector told him Henyard blocked the project.
She said initially Tiffany Henyard did not want nobody to get these properties because she wanted the land. So that was right there in a nutshell.
It is a mess down there, and you have a mayor who believes that, you know, she owns every piece of property in that town and can control everything that happens in that town.
Henyard's spokesperson hasn't responded to our request for comment on the lawsuit, but last month, Henyard once again complained that she is the victim of critics intent on tearing down the first black female mayor of Dalton.
Basically fighting against the devil, the evil spirits. I'm the good spirit, they the evil spirit, because I never seen nobody try to tear down people this much.
Last Friday, the FBI visited Dalton Village Hall to serve 2 subpoenas, one for employment records for a dozen employees, the other specifically focused on Keith Freeman.
We're ready to defend with everything we have, anything that comes Mr. Freeman's way.
Freeman's attorney says he has no plans to step down from his jobs in both Dalton and Thornton Township. He's due back in court June 5th. Outside the Dirksen factory.
Yeah. It's only one thing that it's going to happen for Mr. Freeman and definitely Tiffany Henyard.
Somebody going to jail.
Someone is going, because this doesn't make any sense. There must be deals happening right now. There's a new lawsuit, it seems like every week with this group of people. Every week someone else is suing this administration with Henyard, with Keith Freeman. So the newest lawsuit is based on, I think, Tyrone Isom Jr. Isom Jr. We were talking about the barbershop. He was denied a business license after he invested in purchasing and renovating this property. Denial was said to be a part of a pattern of behavior, which we've all seen. It just look up Tiffany Henyard on anything, any platform. You will see story after story after story. People saying she won't allow me to run a business because she wants that property. She wants that for herself or the people that support her. And it's the same thing. It's just making these licensing decisions based on a financial and political reasons rather than the merit. So in the typical process, right? Like when people are actually, or the government is actually doing the right thing. In the typical process of issuing a business license, local governments are expected to evaluate applications based on established criteria like zoning laws, health regulations, safety requirements. So it ensures that all the businesses meet the necessary standards to operate within the community. So applicants should receive clear guidance on those requirements. Because again, you're not trying to shut people out. Like if they need certain things to be done, you want to help them because they're building businesses that's going to help the citizens and will help you in the process. So this process should be transparent. Not you show up and Keith don't even know who you are. Who are you? Did you donate to a campaign? Because if you did, I would know who you are. But if you didn't, like, get out of here. You know? And by being transparent, it allows for a clear, objective review that, doesn't vary based on the applicant's identity or their political or financial connections. The problem is he didn't have any of those things. And that's why he probably didn't get it, right? Now, this is a legend. In the case with the Henyard denial, it's deviated from those standards completely. So he's saying, I got kicked out because the mayor wanted that property, right? Let me see. Do I have this for a second? Let me see. Let me share my screen. So yeah, right here. Let me see if I can blow this up. Okay, is it this way? Yeah. So yeah, this is part of the lawsuit. Some of the legal documentation. The plaintiff was informed he could not have a business license because, quote, mayor wants the property. That's it. Like, that's it. Just, well, you're out. You're out. The mayor wants it. So you gotta go cut someone else's hair somewhere else. Give someone that clear, that nice fade somewhere else because this property, the mayor wants it. The mayor's playing Monopoly. He already landed on this property. He's at Park Place. You didn't get Park Place. She already has it. Go away. That's not how it works. And this is a pattern of behavior of what Tiffany has been doing since she jumped on. She tries to control properties. She tries to control, obviously, what's going on in the day-to-day operations. This is crazy. Trinity said they should all need to go back to crime school. It's so blatant. This stuff was not meant to be ever uncovered. This is a small town, small village. This was not meant to, it's so overt because none of them thought that anyone would pay attention to the things that they were doing. And it took one person, talking about the mayor, to go in such an extreme that now people are paying attention when they probably weren't. They probably didn't realize, like, okay, this is so outrageous. We have to pay attention to this person. Like, what is going on? So we got that going on. I'm wondering, did I play this one yet? So let me see if this is another video. I think it's probably more of the same, but let me just make sure. We'll play together.
Quickly left, ignoring our questions on the way out.
Oh, this is the latest township meeting. Shout out to Burgundy commentary. She was there and showed some of the footage. I don't think anything eventful happened except Mr. Kamal Woods being really, really, really weird and filming her as she was filming the meeting. Very weird. It's just another weird sign of intimidation. I guess recording, like, really silly stuff. We'll talk about Kamal Woods because he's in some court trouble as well. But let's finish this real quick.
At the Thornton Township Board of Trustees meeting, some came to the defense of the embattled village leader.
The type of attack that we're seeing strictly off of allegations.
First of all, it's pronounced allegations. And you see right there, the doofus right here with the Yankee fitted. He's filming. I think this is and I don't know if Burgundy Blue, if you're in here, you could respond in the comments. He's recording her right now. So this right here, he's pointing the camera at her as she's recording the other Keith. You know what? Shout out to the real good Keiths out there, because between all these Keiths out here, they're doing harm to the name. I mean, the best one is Keith Sweat, and then it goes downhill from here, apparently. But yeah, he's currently filming her. And again, it's allegations. I don't understand what he's saying.
Is unheard of.
This was Henyard's first public meeting after sources say the FBI on Friday served subpoenas at Dalton Village Hall for personnel and business records, and after Dalton Village Administrator Keith Freeman was indicted last week on a federal bankruptcy fraud charge.
Stop having one-sided narrative because it is not the truth. It's only one-sided, and it's a shame that the media comes out and they only show negative things.
Second,
you had a podcast. I remember you were talking about that. You were, bragging, boasting. I have a podcast. I remember there was one video, like you had a bunch of papers and you were like throwing them around and you were like, this is all the receipts. And you just stack of papers. Now, were there words on those papers? Were there like real receipts on, or you just had like copies of papers and you just like were dramatically throwing one on the table? But you were supposed to show this to all of us so we'll know that you're not just stealing the money or not really incompetent. Like you were supposed to prove that to us, and that didn't happen. Yeah, it was really false allegations. So much. It was just a bunch of papers. I didn't know where it was. It was black papers. Oh, blank. Yes, blank papers, not black papers. Do your research, state facts. You know that how she says the thing.
After adjourning the meeting, Henyard was gone.
Mayor Henyard, you have a minute to talk to ABC 7 about the FBI investigation. Mayor?
Henyard is named alongside Dalton Village trustee Andrew Holmes in a sexual assault lawsuit filed by a Dalton police officer who was a member of Henyard's security detail, as well as a woman who used to work for the mayor. And now a new lawsuit alleges Dalton officials gave a barbershop owner the runaround in improperly denying a business license.
I was just chasing my tail. And as I'm chasing my tail, my finances were wearing thin.
Tyrone Isom Jr. says he worked with the village to purchase and renovate this building, only to be told his license was denied by Mayor Henyard. The complaint alleging a policy of choosing and denying applicants for financial and political reasons.
Everything, Mr.
All he had to do was give Henyard some money, and he would have got it. Like, just give her some money.
Isom was doing was within the parameters of the law. And for whatever reason, which we'll ultimately find out, Mayor Henyard said, nope.
This evening, a representative for the village of Dalton
Didn't want to speak. We've been down that road. They don't have any. They don't even have a way to explain any of this at all. But let's talk about. Do I have that ready? I may not. I may have forgot to put that up. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I didn't. So let me put that up real quick. So let's talk about that creep that was filming Burgundy as she was trying to film what's going on, and which is fine. You know, it's a public building. I guess we all could just film each other, but he was clearly just filming her, filming the situation. So let's zero in. Oh, I got too many. I always have too many pictures on this StreamYard. I got been putting a lot of pictures up. But let me show that again. So, in case you guys don't know who Kamal Woods is, he is Tiffany Henyard's boyfriend, right? And as a lot of people say, they brought up that he is married and not to her. It's important to know, I guess. Also, he also works and he's getting paid 6 figures from the township. Let me see if I have that so you can show you guys. So yeah, right here. Kamal Woods, manager, youth grant, and you can see how much money he's making. So he's doing pretty well for himself. But yeah, so they're there together. He's in every meeting at this point. Any township meeting, any Dalton Village meeting, he is there to show support. Probably one of the few people that support her. So let me jump in right here. Measured Men with the 1999 super chat. Appreciate you. She has the eyes of the world. No emotional intelligence. Is he the one selling the best, but crediting cards? The bank expense went down. Who's charging, stealing gas? She said the Muppets vindictive against her. Yeah, I mean, you know, if she did the podcast, she could just answer all these questions. You know, like all these allegations, like we were able to know what's going on if she just put that podcast out. Maybe she's still editing it. Maybe she's still got that going on. But let me show you guys. Let's see here. Okay, let me put this up. Stop sharing that. Okay, put that back there. Oh, can't. Is that it? Yeah, cool. Boom. Okay, so let's move this up a little bit. So civil law, right? It's a court case. Let's see who's the defendant here in this situation. Who is this dude? Right here. And this case has been going on for a few years, actually. But Kamal Woods, he is has some issues with the law. What a surprise! Everyone Henyard is connected to have tons of issues with the law. Is anyone cool? Like anyone like legit and are not sitting there getting sued for stuff? But anyway, so these allegations. This is based on a situation here. Let me just try to recap this as possible. So there's a court case involving a business deal that didn't go as planned. There's several people in a company trying to sort out who is at fault and possibly who owes money to whom. This has led to several legal moves on each side trying to strengthen the case and push it to the other side to settle or comply with the legal requirements. So this matter is ongoing. I guess the next important decision is scheduled soon. I think the schedule is for, let me scroll this down. So next court case is in June 10th. And we'll see. There's a few issues here. So let me try to get to exactly what happened. Where is this? I think I've written it down, but it's like a long series of motions and whatnot. Actually, let's see if I can find. Actually, so I think it's on top. Okay. No. Okay. Now I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So Kamal Woods, our individual here, has been ordered to produce some financial documents. So this action is a part of ongoing legal procedures where certain parties are required to present financial records or other documents as evidence in this case. So this type of request is typical in cases involving financial disputes or when the court needs to understand the financial standings or transactions of a defendant. So I'm wondering what kind of documents would he provide? And will these documents further implicate himself in other matters? And the problem is he's going to have to figure that out because if he doesn't comply, there's a contempt of court. The court may have draw an adverse inference on Kamal Woods. So the jury can assume that the unreleased documents, if he choose not to, would be unfavorable to his position in his case. So he's kind of screwed and he's going to have to present some of this going on. So this has been going on for a while where, he's sitting there not able to figure out what's going on. It seems like he's doing what everyone does that's surrounding Tiffany Henyard. Be shady and get themselves in tons of trouble. That just seems like the kind of thing that happens with her. Maybe he needs a podcast to figure out what's going on. And also, I'm really interested to know exactly how this works out for him. So this obviously has been multiple legal motions, including motions of service by a special order, default judgment. So this is just procedural steps, but he's going in, he's dealing with court stuff. He got to deal with all that type of thing. This is a life of hanging out with the super mayor. You go in and out of court. That's just how it goes. So I see a comment. The lawyer probably scolded her about, probably. I mean, obviously, there was no reason for her to even do that in the first place. It was just making her look bad. Why would you even be doing that? It's just stupid. But that's one thing I've noticed from Tiffany Henyard. She doesn't care about what people think. She only does what she wants to do. I'm sure she has received solid advice from someone. She doesn't take that advice. She takes advice from, it looks like, Kamal or Keith Freeman, and that's why she's probably in the trouble that she's currently in. But what I want to bring up is a change of title because there's something going on 2 days from now, and it's a Riley. Sound like my dog's name, Riley. But a Riley here trying to, get people to come together to take back the township. So let me just show this real quick. So I got Jedediah Brown here. We're going to show his video real quick. But this is right here presented by the advisory committee to the people's trustees of Dalton. This is April 27th. Supposed to be at 1 o'clock. It's Thornton Township rally unity, take back our township. Now, Jedediah had a conversation with an older woman. I think her name is Moet Wilson for Calumet City. And the topic was that it looks like that basically there's the powers that be trying to stop this rally from happening. Now, I didn't finish watching this. I'm probably going to put it in a bigger screen so we can look at it. But that there is some attempt to stop the residents from organizing. So let's watch it. I think it's about 14 minutes and see what's going on. But shout out to Jedediah Brown. He has a YouTube channel. I think it's called Investigate and Advocate. If someone has the link, if there's a mod, you can put his channel, his YouTube channel in. He's actually been posting as soon as he started posting YouTube videos. So that's great. But let's check out exactly what's going on.
I'm on my way to make another stop for.
Oh, and also before we get into it, Jedediah is currently in Vegas trying to investigate the situation with Andrew Holmes. If you guys should already know this by now, but Andrew Holmes has been accused of sexually assaulting a Dalton employee, basically Mayor Henyard's employee in Vegas last year. And Jedediah Brown and his group have been keeping the foot on the neck of Holmes and Henyard, the whole administration, going after exactly what happened, helping the victims. He's communicating with the victims. So he's in Vegas, but he was able to talk to this old woman, explaining some of the issues that she's dealing with because Calumet City is part of the township. But we'll play right now.
This sexual assault allegation with Andrew Holmes. However, you all have been reaching out about a action or an attempt from an elected councilwoman to stop the organized action of the residents of Dalton. And so I wanted to come on here and give you all some clarity to that, because we looked into it further, and I believe that we're going to get a response directly from the councilwoman that everybody is talking about. So give me one moment. I'm going to give her a chance to come on. I'm also not where I'm typically at, so my signal may be different.
Let me skip around. Let me see if I can get to the conversation. Okay.
Double
potentially
cool. Was trying to stop it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get an answer for that. I did her, and we're gonna. How you doing, Councilwoman?
I'm well. I do apologize for the appearance. I was in the middle of getting dressed for this evening's council meeting.
You look like double elected National Action Network fierce champion for justice, Maureen Forte.
Oh, well, that's
you
my
got
mom.
Face.
That's my mama. And
Okay,
I'm following in her footsteps. I am now the president of the Chicago Southland National Action Network.
Oh, wow.
So we both
Congratulations
come with some big guns. Yes,
awesome.
thank you.
Wow, I'm glad to know that. So it is basically a rumor out there. People are saying that you're trying to stop the planned organized gathering, the rally that's going to be in River Oaks. So what's going on? What's really happening?
So first, let me explain. And let me say this. I need you to get some rest because you are busy. You keeping me busy watching these lives. But so as an elected official, my mayor, who is also state representative, Thaddeus Jones, has had my emails disabled since February 28th of this year. In Calumet City, everything we do is via email. If you call us, we do not have phone lines. So when you're leaving a message, it goes right into voicemail, which is then delivered to us by email. If I don't have emails, I don't know who called or if any constituent needed something. So that is a violation and erosion of public trust. It is also leaving a whole ward, which I'm over, without equal representation. Now, over the summer, the Sears Center is owned by the city of Calumet City. We've had several events there. There was a stepper set. We've had multiple class reunions, all of which Mayor Jones has requested and required that anybody coming into town needing to use the Sears Center needs to provide an insurance certificate. We are also council members allowed to know who's coming into to town, how that will affect our residents, the movement up and down Torrance and any other cross street. If the battle in Dalton or Thornton Township is that nothing is coming past the council, well, we didn't know anything about a rally coming to our city. And shouldn't that come before a council? Shouldn't we request the insurance certificate? Now, the constituents that we have in Calumet City are now charged with paying overtime to police and fire. ESDA has to come out and sort of navigate and control the traffic. All of those are things that our council should be made aware of. We shouldn't find out via social media. So I sent an email to the mayor, to our attorneys, requesting proof of insurance. What is going to cover our liability for a rally? Because over the summer, cars were ticketed and towed for parking there for the stepper set. We had, I believe it was Simeon High School reunion that came, and they could not park there. Thornton, the high school of Thornton, I had to assist them with getting insurance and providing their insurance certificate so they.
So this is my first time watching this. So it looks like this is just red tape in terms of following procedures on how you're supposed to organize something. And I'm guessing there's some stuff that wasn't done before, and now there's a bit of a roadblock. That's what I'm guessing. I thought it'd be a little bit more, I mean, the storylines it's used to, usually are so insidious and crazy and aggressive, but it just looks like, well, I guess the people didn't, who organized this didn't go through some proper channels. I thought a bit more in that, but that's what it looks like it. Messy Michonne live with the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you. Check out her channel. Extremely funny, entertaining, talks about all types of topics. Obviously, she dives into the talking about the super mayor as well, but very, very funny, very entertaining channel. Check out Messy Michonne live. Appreciate you for the super sticker. Much love to you. But that's what it looks like. It just looks like, okay, this wasn't, would have been nice to just kind of, realize that the people in Dalton, we all do not like, I will assume like they don't like this super mayor, don't like the supervisor. Let's try to work something out. Let's try to bring some unity here. But it looks like it's, insurance, it's the red tape, it's the bureaucratic stuff. It's the stuff that, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of politics. It's always something worried about, well, yeah, what about this? What about, the money and overtime and all that stuff? That's just how it is, unfortunately.
Can use the Sears Center. All of this happens. But this politically motivated rally, I don't care who's having the rally. If we have to have insurance for everyone else, then this rally should have insurance as well. My other concern is we are having a rally about taking over Thornton Township in Calumet City, but not where Thornton Township is headquartered, and that's South Holland. Why is it okay for our Black and Brown community to bear the burden of financial security for this rally, but it's not being done in South Holland, where Thornton Township is headquartered? That was my question. I'm not for stopping any rally. I wouldn't have been appointed president of a National Action Network for the Chicago Southland if I was for keeping our voices muted or suppressed. That is never the case. I just want to make sure that we are doing our duty as a legislative representatives, making sure everything that everyone else is crying out for, board approval, all of that is coming through our council as well. We have 7 alder people that this should have been passed along to. I understand that Mayor Jones wants to be township supervisor, so a bit of this is politically motivated, but we cannot usurp the duties and responsibilities of this legislature.
Yep, politics. That's why I'm trying to figure out what more. She wants proper procedure and insurance for public events. She doesn't want to stop the rally, but she wants to ensure all events are meeting city requirements for safety. I guess. Let's see if she has any more to say based on that.
So just so I can make sure I'm understanding it, you're not trying to stop the rally.
No, I just want to make sure we have the same insurance that was requested of every other participating or petitioning group. Some groups were denied because they didn't have insurance. So if we don't have insurance for whomever is hosting this rally, it never came before our council. So let me come into Thornton Township, let me come into Dalton, and let me charge your first responders. Let me host an event where they have to be paid overtime. And those constituents and residents, those taxpayers have to pay for that. And it never come before your council. They would be up in arms. We deserve the same respect as any other council. If it should go before the board, it should go before the board. We can't pick and choose because we like a certain we like a certain person, or we
Yeah, a lot of boxes to check in. Yeah, that's what it is. It's different between politics and advocacy. It's everything needs to be done a certain way. Interesting comment. The rally should be on private property, but I'm assuming it. I mean, you gotta go. If you're following the rules, you gotta follow the rules. I do understand it. Seems like she has some issues with Thaddeus Jones. That's another political, I guess, topic to go into. She says she's not against it, but she sounds like she's against it a little bit, right? Because Tiffany is a liability, obviously, yeah. But that's what it looks like. It's what I'm gathering with this conversation.
Don't like us. We have a lot of not come before our and no one's. We have a lot of that we're going to.
She has some issues with the audio.
It's not owned by the mall owners. The city of Calumet City owns it. That's why we have been requesting insurance certificate.
All right, we'll move past this one. I mean, I think insurance. Gotcha. I got you. Hey Tony, appreciate you coming through. Hey Hannibal, I live in Calumet City where the rally is going to be held. No, so I wonder how long it takes to obtain the proper credentials for the rally. That's a great question. Hopefully that can be done soon. Obviously because of it's going to be in 2 days. I think more, the more public response to show that people are not happy with how the township is being ran is extremely important. And some of the small issues should be able to be resolved quickly because that's the bigger focus, at least in my opinion, to demonstrate that a lot of people are not happy with how things are ran. And I don't know if she believes that as well. I mean, the audio was getting a little choppy at the end, so couldn't watch the rest of that. She was just saying, hey, listen, you need insurance. I'm like, all right, like hopefully that could be done quickly. But there's actually a really, really good video I want you guys to take a look at real quick. It's from Go Political. And this video is doing extremely well. I don't know if you guys have checked it out. Definitely you want to subscribe to this man's channel. I would say of all, I've been on YouTube for quite a while, at least 4 years, putting a lot of time and effort. I've never seen a channel grow as fast as this one. And it's truly, he has earned it with some of these great videos breaking down the psychology, the way she manipulates, and also like this video right here where he was able to break down. Let me show you. Let me see right here. This really good video breaking down this Dalton tree trimming scam. I didn't even know there was such thing that you could have a tree trimming scam. Like, wait, what? And it's 76,000 views in 11 hours. He's already at he's almost at 2,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to his channel. Great videos. I mean, he's been doing great. And for 15 videos to have that many subscribers, the guy has great work and he's doing a lot of awesome things. So this situation, which he kind of uncovered, is outrageous. So let me at least try to summarize it real quick. So basically, he's with the video, he was breaking down, there's kickbacks from the contracts, right? So this video, and with I think it's Carlton, is alleging that the mayor, Tiffany Henyard of Dalton, is orchestrating a tree trimming scam involving no bid contracts, where she is purposely, or she's personally benefiting from these kickbacks. So, the claim is that the city spends $300,000 to $400,000, $100,000, so $300,000 to $400,000 monthly on unnecessary tree trimming that isn't budgeted, suggesting that the financial mismanagement and obviously corruption. $300,000 to $400,000 a month on tree trimming that's not budgeted. And then she's also accused of manipulating the process to secure these no bid contracts while distracting the trustees and the residents with her nonsense, her yelling and her talking over everybody and just pretending to manipulating the entire situation. And it just shows like there's a lack of transparency. There's a lack of due process with these contract rewards, with many trustees and residents reportedly unaware of these contracts until they're due for payment. So it's outrageous. And I hope you guys check out his channel. I want to play a little bit of the video so you have an idea of what he's talking about here.
To me direct.
They put this at the beginning.
Hi guys, we out here. We're gonna go talk to some residents. Tell them we on your block, making sure that we doing what they want with the trees. Make sure it's trimmed up good enough for them. All right, let's go. You're gonna get everything around here, right? Yeah, clean it up. Yep. Hey, look, y'all.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard's tree trimming racket is about to be exposed. So how does she get away with doling out hundreds of thousands of dollars for no bid contracts? And how does she benefit? You asked for it, and now you're going to get it on today's corruption edition of Let's Go Political.
We spending roughly between $300,000 and $400,000 every month or every other month on tree trimming. It makes no sense. It's not budgeted anywhere. It's not about beautification. If you're gonna cut the trees, cut the dead trees, trim the trees. But you making this a project of beauty just to be like, they said no. They said no. It's not fair to us.
So when you see that, and now we know through all of the information that we've seen and analyzed and all the trouble that they're currently in, they're spending all that kind of money. You know the money was going into the pockets of her and her cronies. It's pretty obvious. But let's listen to more what Carlton has to say about this one. God, press play on this one.
So what is really going on here? And why do we see meeting after meeting the same discussion coming from the trustees complaining about these no bid contracts? Well, we're going to break it all down step by step and show you, number one, the benefit, the big benefit that is hidden in these tree trimming contracts, which is kickbacks. Number two, we're going to show you the process of how she sets up the deals. Number three, we're going to talk about how she keeps the trustees and the residents thrown off the trail while she doles out these contracts. Number four, we're going to cover the scuttlebutt about signing and approving checks for the warrants on the warrant list, with the culminating event, the $561,000 check. And then number 5, we're going to wrap it all up and answer the question, where does all the money go? And what my theory is. So we're going to back all of this up with evidence from prior meetings, show you exactly what is happening.
No one is against getting trees cut. The problem is when we see, and that's why I say, I know you said that we do RFPs. Yes, the engineer department does RFPs, but anyone who's attended these meetings haven't heard of an RFP being presented in a whole entire year and a half. So when we ask, we're asking because it's a concern. When I look at this warrant list, we have $352,105 on tree trimming, just on this warrant list. But yet we have John Pros who come to us and say, well, he's giving you a quote of $2.6 million to cut every tree down in the village. So these are real concerns. Trees have two very important reasons why they are here. One, we need them for oxygen, and 2, they assist with the flooding. So when we say, okay, how are we going about cutting the trees? When you drive around a village, I notice we're paying these companies money to trim the trees, and then the following month we're paying them again to cut the tree down. So now we're double dipping. We're paying them twice. So when you as a trustee, you constantly say,
yeah, that's wow. Clearly that's bull, right? There's something up. Like, wait, what? what kind of shady, what kind of nonsense is this? Like, what is going on? I mean, just looking at that, like, wait, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. Like, wait, how is this right? I mean, to do it properly, and I'm just figuring out, right? So I checked out this video and I'm thinking, like how is this supposed to be done properly? Because Henyard doesn't do anything properly. It's always either shady or just completely incompetent. So a proper contracting process is first, obviously, the need, right? The need identification. A public entity identifies a need, such as tree trimming, defines the scope of the work required. So not trimming them and then cutting them doesn't make any sense. 1 month, like, it's a racket. There must be some kind of scam going on, right? Then they talked about the RFP is the request for proposal. So our RFP is issued publicly, inviting qualified contractors to submit their bids. Remember, qualified contractors, not shady people who only like Henyard. This documents what exactly is required and the evaluation criteria and how the bids should be submitted. This is how it's supposed to work. And I'm sure Carlton's gonna show us how it's not working. Then there's public bidding. The bidding is open, the process, right? It's open to all qualified bidders to ensure no preferential treatment. Now, this is the complete opposite of everything that Henyard believes in. Everything is preferential treatment if you like her. And if you can do something for her, she'll do something for you. That's how it works. So this idea of no preferential treatment is like, is allergic to her. She's like, she doesn't do that. You have to show love and loyalty. Then she bless you with property, with contracts or whatever. So, but the way it's supposed to happen, when you have qualified bidders to ensure there's no preferential treatment, this stage is crucial for transparency. Again, she's allergic to that, and competition, right? Then there's evaluation of the bids. The bids are evaluated based on whatever criteria, such as cost, experience, capability. Does this shit make sense? The process is documented, often involves a committee to ensure that the decisions you can defend the decisions. They're not biased. And if someone wanted to question the decisions, it's everything documented so it doesn't like people don't know what they're talking about or just looking to try to get away with things. And then the contract is rewarded to the most qualified bidder who meets all those criteria. And then this is another really important part that, of course, Henyard's not gonna do. Throughout the entire contract period, there is oversight to ensure compliance with these terms. So the payments are tied to milestones, just like when you contract for something, you make sure that it's getting done at a certain time, a certain quality. You have inspections to make sure that the work is being done, is completed properly. That's how it's supposed to go. Now, what do you think? You think Henyard is actually doing that? You think she's doing any of those steps? we can watch a little bit more, but I would probably guess and say she did not follow any of those steps.
Where's the tree list? Where's the tree list? But when we ask about the tree list, there's a big stink. And all we're doing is asking questions. That's why we have discussion. If we have a cow meeting, these RFPs, again, will be presented. We'll all know how much we're paying these vendors, and it won't be a surprise.
So here we have exposed the scam. Now, just as Trustee Belcher said, why would you pay a contractor to trim a tree only to go back to that same tree and cut it down instead of cutting it down in the first place? Well, it's an opportunity to double dip and make money twice on the same tree, because the real motivation is get as many no bid contracts that you can, pay these contractors to go do the work and skim the money. Now, we heard the term RFP. In fact, we hear that a lot during the town hall meeting. So what does that stand for? That stands for request for proposal, which leads into the next topic, which is the no bid contract. Now, what you're supposed to do is draw up a proposal. We need so many trees cut at these locations. And then you put out a request for a proposal where contractors will read the request and place bids. The bids are reviewed, and then the lowest bidder from contractors who are prior approved to do work, will be awarded that contract at the specified amount. A no bid contract is when you say, hey, contractor, come over here and cut this tree down. Just go do the work and send us a bill. And that's why we continuously hear the trustees in these meetings talking about these contracts that are given that they know nothing about. So they show up on the warrant list, and then the trustees say, hey, we knew nothing about this, but these folks are asking to be paid. Now, the majority of the time, they are being paid, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But we see the difference between the RFP process and a no bid contract. So as Trustee Belcher had mentioned, the amount of contracts that are going out around the RFP process, it's probably in the millions. How are they getting?
You hear that? It's probably in the millions. Like, this is a huge scam for a very small village. The municipality is being destroyed. The municipality is being completely destroyed. It was good, Sherry. It's so blatant. Everything that they do is so blatant. They're skirting around this process to one moment, trim this tree and then come back, cut it down, where they can just cut down the tree. And they're, and then the trustees are like, what is going on? They're not even in the process. There's no transparency. There is no follow through. No one knows what's going on. Yeah. We got to put that back up for a second. Like, this is just, it has to anger. It has to be, it angers me just to listen to this.
Somebody going to jail.
Someone needs to go to jail for this. You can't do this. This is crazy. Absolutely insane.
Away with this. What's the method of throwing the trustees and the residents off track? Well, let's get into that and show an example of Mayor Tiffany Henyard using a very clever method, to throw them off track and to reverse the situation and put the heat on the trustees and turn them into the villain. Darvo process. Go back and watch the prior video, and then you'll clearly see how this is done. Let's cut the video.
So, okay, what is that? So, I wasn't expecting that, but okay. That's just an example of Trustee House taking tree service out. And then the very next day, as I told y'all, don't play with God. The next day we had a storm. and trees fell on people's cars, people's homes, and those same vendors that they took out all came out and cut down trees from your houses, from your cars. And that's what I mean about relationships. People try to destroy it by not paying people. Now you put the village in a hurdle, because now it's like, how do you help the resident that's calling you? Y'all not calling them, y'all calling the mayor. So we want to make sure that we help the people no matter what. And
That's very effective, what she's doing. Extremely effective. I just want to put a quick message up for Sherry. John Pro Trees is still cutting trees, and he was told that there's no money. He doesn't have a contract, pure scamming. So he must, if there's no money and he's still doing it, he must have been promised something. Because why would you keep doing it? Is this the one that has also been had like a really interesting Facebook profile and had some interesting posts about certain things? I think that may be the same person, but let me know in the comments. I kind of remember that. Another $10 super chat from Measured Man. Appreciate you. The grant money has been coming, hasn't been made up yet, and it hasn't produced actual information on the grant that was secured. That's verifiable. Ed told her she'll lie without batting an eye. Yeah, I know she's been saying, this is probably her way to try to get reelected. That's probably typical politics, where you promise some things, but this is beyond politics. This is criminal behavior. But I'm wondering if that's the same person that was trimming trees, but also had a really weird Facebook profile. Sherry says the heat is on her, and at this point, with anyone with sense would know who the problem is. I would hope so. I think her list of loyal people, it has to be pretty small, and they don't care. I mean, I'm looking at Mr. Dots guy. I'm seeing Keith Price, and they're there at every meeting, and they're not stopping. They're going to stay with this person to the very, very end. Looks like Kamal's going to do that. I think Keith Freeman is probably jumping out that off that bus and going to try to get a better situation out of him, at least in terms of not getting himself in so much trouble. But you saw what she did just there. She used two separate situations. Well, the trustees said no to tree trimming, so look at what happened to this person's cars because they said no. Even though in reality, there's so much more complicated issues in the point from saying no to the tree trimming to this situation happening. She basically blanket all the other things, the other concerns, to saying, you know why this happened to this person's car? It's because of the trustees' fault. It's very, very clever. So when Haney is able to do that, she's manipulating these trustee meetings and using really good deflection. Go Political has really good videos based on this, and I know a lot of people think that Henyard is stupid. And I understand that. I mean, some words she can't pronounce. And when she's writing something, when she puts a post on social media, there's a lot of issues. But there's certain things that she is good at. And she's a really good manipulator. That could be a natural thing that she learned through her life experiences. I doubt she necessarily can even explain how she does it. But she is effective. Now, the problem is she probably thinks she's smarter than everyone else. Because there could be a little bit of narcissism, and the problem is with most narcissist people, they're not the smartest in the room, and eventually they get caught because they think they can finesse anybody, and eventually you run out of space, you run out of currency to keep finessing people. Eventually you realize you're full of shit. But you can tell she's really good at manipulating, so she uses, and this is typical politics, but to use that video as a sign of, well, Jason House don't care about your car because he said no to the tree trimming. That's effective. It's probably not working anymore, I would say. But I mean, yeah, when you do that, the people who are watching this probably like, yeah, why you said no to the tree trimming? That person's car is destroyed.
thank you, Johns, for coming out and still cutting in Murph, K&M Ventures, for cutting down the residents' trees. And this is what I mean when that fake news reporter,
so he is the one with the
Flaco, came and followed us. It was 100-degree weather, and I just want to point it out because I had the police department out, the fire department out, public works was out. Everybody came out to help, and that's something that I do always.
So let's break down what she just did. to show you how clever it was. First, she started out by clowning Trustee House, made a complete fool of him in a public meeting on video, discrediting him, completely discrediting him. And then she invoked God. Well, you don't play around with God. Right after she did that, she incited fear, showing the tree falling on one of the residents' vehicles. So what's the inference there? If you don't follow me and trust me, you'll have trees that fall on your house or fall on your car or worse, because you don't want to play with God.
We just want to watch, check out this right here. This man, he's talking about the Jeff, right? This man cut down almost all the trees on the west side of Dalton. He left stumps and didn't even finish the jobs. This was not good because we had flooding. Trees can slow down the flooding. So he's just racking up all of the work and he's going to eventually get paid. Well, we'll see. I know he said he was going to show up at the meeting, but his Facebook profile showed that he probably should never go to the meeting because he may have some problems at the meeting. From what some of the clips and some of the pictures I've seen, I think he may have either deleted his those pictures or he moved them somewhere else. But he knows probably that's not a good idea to come to the meeting after doing that nonsense.
Next, accuse and blame. She laid the accusation on the trustees, blaming them for the problem because they're supposedly not paying the contractors. Pretty slick, huh? And then next, of course, we deny. Deny all wrongdoing by calling out the news as fake news. We have that time and time again. And then lastly, she inserts herself as the hero. Now that's pretty crafty. But let's show you another example of how she uses her smoke and mirrors and chaos to keep the trustees thrown off the path. Let's cut to video.
You got board members not voting for certain ordinances because they house out of whack. Trustee Norwood. You got bushes everywhere, outgrown, but you won't vote for the ordinances to make sure we do beautification. But these are the issues we got. And all I can do is point it out to you because at the end of the day, you're not voting up stuff. You're holding up progress, but you got all these issues, but you need to fix it. And I keep telling people, fix your house, but you come try to fix somebody else's house, but no one's doing it. And all I can keep doing is just showing y'all. Because at the end of the day, y'all, I'm telling y'all now, and I'm going to keep on saying this. Y'all better stop lying on me before I start telling the truth on y'all.
All right. Yeah, sure. I want to double check. So he did show up he did show up. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure that we get all that correct. Adela's in the house. What's going on, Adela? Appreciate you for coming through. I think I saw a comment up here when you were in here. Appreciate you. I think we're all gonna be hanging out soon. Della, I think we're gonna be hanging out on a live one of these days. I think that's gonna happen soon. Hannibal, they asked him what trees to cut, and he cut everything. He will be at the meeting. He came after his Facebook. Okay, all right. Very interesting situation there. John Luna with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Love your channel and context, especially your coverage. Adulting, your down to earth attitude is refreshing. Keep up the great work. She's going to go out like Al Pacino, Scarface. I think she's going to definitely have, I don't know, hopefully it won't be that dramatic, but at least she's being held accountable and maybe have some jail time or just not run anything because it don't seem like it's actually something that's not her expertise. Her running a city, a village, anything, township, it's just not going to work. And not my opinion. But yeah, Della, I think we're gonna be all hanging out soon. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, I think her strategy worked early on, but I think eventually people will wake up when it's not consistent. Her actions and her words are not consistent. So she's doing this, but she's being shady. She's not being transparent. She's going out doing what she had to do, doing the things that she wants to do, and not really helping the people. Eventually, people do wake up and say, "You saying all this, but we don't believe you anymore." You haven't demonstrated that you love the people, or you care about the people, you care about their situation when you are hurting some of the business owners, obviously some of the people who are critical of you. Eventually, it doesn't work anymore. And I think that's why when she said that nonsense at the annual township meeting, people were booing. People eventually, I don't think you can fool people for too long.
Please stop. Because I don't mess with nobody. I come do my job. Only time y'all see me say something is when I have to clear something up. And I shouldn't have to because I'm too busy doing my job. So I don't have time to come back here and talk about nothing. But that's where it's at. We have to keep clearing it up because people want to tell lies. People want to be famous. There's a lot of jealousy and envy too. People are so upset that I have both seats. As I stated before, if God put me there, what are you so upset about? Work with me. Because there's many people that went on that table before me, but God saw fit to give it to me. So how you mad? I keep saying, don't hate, congratulate. Come join the team, the winning team.
Come join the winning team. More like come join the crime ring. So let's talk about what she just did there. I had to take notes on that. So while she's doing right, it's the trustees that are holding up the process, okay? It's their fault they're holding up the process. So that's the diversion tactic, so she can keep pushing through the no bid contracts. We don't have time for that. Now, she accuses them of doing the lying. She's the only one telling the truth, so they better stop that lying before she tells the truth. Another classic Darvo reversal. Turn herself into the hero while the trustees are the ones doing the dirty work. So she's too busy doing her job to stop and explain all of this mess, to talk about nothing. Too busy. So we've got to continue to dole out these no bid contracts. We don't have time to talk about requests for proposals and doing things by the books because the residents need their bushes trimmed and their trees cut down. And then, of course, she does it again. It's God who put her in that position of power. So she appeals to the higher authority. Her appointment comes from on high.
Just too much. It's just too much. Listen, guys, I want to play the whole thing. Please go, if you haven't checked out his video, check it out. I mean, he breaks everything down. I want to go watch it, put the whole thing out. Let him get as much of the watch time. I'm sure after this he will get his channel monetized. Go watch that video. It's gonna probably hit 100,000 views by tomorrow. But basically, you see what's going on. This is the process this is the problem with the process that alleged under Tiffany Henyard. It's no bid contracts. She's bypassing the RFP process. She's directly awarding contracts with any kind of competitive bidding. It's no bidding. So there's no transparency. There's no competitive bidding. She's awarding contracts directly. There's no transparency. Transparency that's required for public contracting is compromised under Henyard administration. The contracts are awarded under unclear criteria without any public oversight, which is that's her MO for mostly everything, right? No, there's no public oversight. Like what Carlton said in the way she's explaining, I'm too busy. We need it right now. And the trustees are holding up the works. I'm really trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help the public. They're not. They're holding everything up. Just push it through. And then just the funds are just allegedly spent on these contracts that were not budgeted or justified, or what Sherry is saying, not even done properly. And the point where now it's flooding because he's cutting every tree down. So it just raises some suspicions that there must be a kickback for this. So I would love, hopefully, that they can go into this. And Prince, I know you always, and I appreciate you for bringing this up because I, kind of forget, does he have a job? What does he do? What does he do all day? What does he do all day? what does the AG? He like he's just not listening. I'm sure these emails and all the news reports, just he doesn't go to his desk. He just doesn't know what's going on. I guess. There barely no. So this guy is just crazy. Sherry says Tiffany has not brought one RFP before the board since she was elected. Wow. That is crazy. And I'm assuming this man he thinks a big paycheck is going to come to him. He's like, I have a case. I've cut all these trees down. I was told to. Bill Mack says he's in the loop. I would have to agree that that's pop. Yeah, I don't see no other way of how he hasn't done anything to investigate the situation. He has purposely avoided, and we're talking about the Attorney General Kwame Raoul. He has avoided doing anything to even slow her down. To say, hey, my eyes on you, or it's like, hey, can you like chill out? Can you like do a little bit of? Can you follow some of the laws? Can you follow some of these procedures? Can you stop embarrassing the entire state, or entire country at this point? Can you like chill out? Nothing. Just let her just keep doing it. Let her keep doing it. The 499 super chat from Burgundy Blue Commentary. If you have not followed her, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, this content creator is representing Dalton, the Daltonite. Or adult, is that? I think that's the only way of, I think that you call people from Adulton, right? But check her out. Very entertaining. She's out there. I mean, this creep. Listen, a creep named Kamal Woods was filming her, and she didn't lose her mind. It was just a camera, right? Like you see a lot of these audit videos. The camera pops up, people lose their mind. She was like, "All right, it's a public place. He's filming me," but that was a creepy film compared to when I see the audits. They're not sitting there focusing on one person in their camera because that's a little weird, but it's lawful as long as he didn't do more than that. Like I said, he has some issues that he has to deal with soon, bigger fish to fry, but he really wanted to make sure that he filmed her, and he's a creep. That's some creepy shit. I mean, I'll just say that. Dalmatians? Dalton, is that one? Is that a good one? Is that a legit one? Sounds like Dalmatians, right? I'm just saying. But appreciate you, and check out Burgundy Blue Commentary, a solid channel. Really getting the detail on what's going on in Dalton. But I tell you, I'm not sure what's going to happen on this rally that's supposed to happen on the 27th. Hopefully everything kind of works out. They're able to do it without some of the red tape and all that nonsense that seems like it'll be happening. I'm not sure the conclusion of that, but also in a couple of days we got a week and a half, like just a few good amount of days left. It's going to be the first Monday of May, the 6th. What is going to happen? Who's going to, it looks like everyone's going to show up. I think just by the few meetings I've seen, I think the mayor's going to be there. I think Keith Freeman probably will be there. Andrew Holmes probably will not be. And we're going to see who else going to show up. Is it going to be, we have auditors coming in. Obviously, the media is going to come in. I'm sure it's going to be some YouTubers going to be there. Who knows? Someone else may be there. Surprise person. I'm just, that's all I can say about that. It could be a surprise person. It's going to be chilling in the cut. You never know. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, that's exactly. It's an intimidation tactic, but I think people are just tired of the intimidation tactics, especially I think that annual township meeting kind of broke that mold where Jedediah was basically sunning everybody that they're not going to do more than just do the looks or the stares, even trying to do the fake tough guy act. You realize these people are not tough, and some of them are being looked at by very powerful authorities. So the way, that's all they have now. That's all they have. Yeah, I called that allegedly. Yeah, and it's like you watch as the news report as Keith Price talking, you just see Kamal holding up his phone. And I guess the way to make you stop, and the fact you kept going, you realize that you're not going to stop this. It's just you're just making it worse for yourself. And hopefully he needs to focus on that court case he has in June. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know if you'll be there, Burgundy, if you're going to be there on the 27th at this rally at Calumet City. I know it looks like there's more politics involved with other situations. Who knows? Who knows on that point? But we'll be here. We'll be covering it. Appreciate you guys for checking out the other videos on the channel as well. I did a video recently about the trucking guru. She's a piece of work. I'm beginning to realize that there's a pattern of behavior with some of these people who are accused of scamming, accused of stealing. They have this similar way of communicating. And when they're happy, but when they're upset or when they get defensive, you can't question them. It's a very interesting pattern of behavior that all these people have underneath their belts there, that regardless of you're talking about a mayor or a corrupt judge or some guru that's going to tell you how you can make, millions of dollars in a year, just follow them. When they get caught, they react the same way, actually, very aggressively. They get very, very defensive, and they include things by deflection. They do bring the Lord in as a talking point. All of them do. All of them do. And I believe it's definitely, there's a learned behavior. So again, if you check out Go Political's channel, he talks about the manipulation tactics that Henyard operates in. And I don't believe that she's a smart person. No. But the skills of manipulation was definitely learned. And again, she may not even be able to explain how to do it. It's just that's how she works in the world. Like that's how she communicates with the world, is under this communication style where it's, I'm the victim. I'm going to invoke God. I'm going to turn around on you, make you look the bad guy. I'm always going to be the victim no matter what situation I am in. And that, obviously those skills got her to where she is. And problem is that those skills are going to bring her back down to reality and cause her downfall. Because eventually people get tired of it and realize that you're not who you say you are, and you're dangerous, and you cannot handle much power. So she read, I don't know if she reads, man. I'm not being rude. I don't think she reads. I don't think she's reading. I think it's just she got as far as she can and she's going down. That's where it looks like it's happening. And it starts with Keith Freeman. It starts with all these lawsuits that's going on. Eventually her talking about she's 25-0, which is not true. This snowball effect that's been happening the last 3 weeks is substantial, and it's devastating to her and her group. I am looking forward to this next town hall meeting, but we still have some time before that. So I know that Jedediah is out in Las Vegas trying to investigate things. I know he's talking about the Hell Week. I thought Hell Week was last week. I can't keep up with Jedediah. He's all over the place. But there's going to be a lot of bombshell type stuff coming down the pike when it comes to Andrew Holmes. So we all cannot stop talking about this case, talking about this situation. Keep the pressure going so we can see some real results. So far, so good, but still, there's no you don't want to celebrate too much, especially if you are you're a Dalton resident or if you're a resident of the township. Keep the pressure going by checking, obviously checking out the content, checking out videos, contacting your representatives, showing up for these meetings, voting. That's probably the most important part. You may not need to watch any more videos. Just when it's time to vote, go vote. Do it. Just go out and vote. That's the most powerful power. Like I think Della said, in terms of like God being a power. No, the power is the people to vote and look at all the candidates and see what you like, what you don't like about the person. or the people, and then you vote. That's the most important thing. So on that note, I am getting tired. I gotta go to sleep. It's been a long day, but I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit. Check out, I don't know if Late Night Crew is going to be dropping a video. I think he's going to be on. I think Ed Steve is going to be his guest. That's amazing. Ed Steve is a pretty cool dude. Had a conversation with him. He's legit, and I think that's going to be a great interview. I don't know if Burgundy may be doing a live, but check out Go Political. Check out Messy Michon. Check out Dela. I gotta mod you. When I get off this, I'll mod you for my channel. But check out these really great channels. The breakdowns, the way they explain things. They're going at old content. Because that's the thing about Tiffany Henyard. She has hundreds of hours of her saying stupid things, hundreds of hours contradicting herself, hundreds of hours saying one thing and then later on saying something totally different. That's why the FBI agents just have all of this information, hundreds of hours of her talking. Where like when they bring this case out, it will be bulletproof because they have so much content, and obviously all the paperwork and all of the things that's obviously behind closed doors. She's in trouble no matter what. She's in trouble. So on that note, guys, keep it locked. Check out, like I said, check out the channels I've already talked about. But on that note, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.